Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. For this video, I have a couple of thrift flips to share with you all. This is in part to the Thrift Flip Thursday $10 and under challenge that is hosted by Shayna, Robinson Repurposing, and Savvycraftswithsavannah. They host this challenge once a month, and the only stipulation is that all of your items need to equal $10 and under. So I am super happy with how mine turned out, and I can't wait to show you, so let's get started. I chose this piece from my first thrift flip. It was $2.99 from Goodwill, which I kind of feel was a little bit pricey, but I thought it would be super cute, so it was totally worth it for me. I just started by taking this vintage duck egg blue from Dixie Belle Paint, and I just gave that an all-over coat of paint. And honestly, with just a simple paint change, it was starting to look, 100 times better in my opinion. So once I had it fully covered with that vintage duck egg blue, I just took my brown antique Waverly wax and a Dollar Tree brush, and I just kind of smushed that into the ridges and the ripples because it is textured on top. So I just kind of got those into the grooves and got the paint into the grooves, the antique wax, sorry. And then I just took what was left on my brush with the blue paint, and I just, went over that, smushed it in just to kind of age it, antique it, just make it look a little bit worn rather than it was, freshly painted. So I just did that to the front and the back and the handle until I was happy with the look, and then I just took my Floral scrap box and kind of went through that and just picked out some that I thought would really complement the colors of the vintage duck egg blue with the the wax and the aging look of it, and I just kind of kept it really neutral and light and bright, I guess, with my floral choices. Yeah, and I just did that until I was happy with it, and that was it for this one. So quick and easy, and so simple, but seriously, what a difference. I personally think it looks 100 times better. It's definitely going to fit into my house. I love the way it turned out. Like I said, $2.99 for this piece, which I felt was like a little pricey for the size and just like how thin and lightweight it was, but honestly totally worth it because I think it's so cute. Alright, this is the next piece that I chose, and it was $2.99 as well. I just really liked that hollow square hole at the right. I thought it was really cool, and that I could do, something super fun with it. So I just started by cleaning it off. It was a little dusty, a little dirty and grimy, so I just wanted to have a clean base to start with. And then I just took a flathead screwdriver to pry off that little rose accent just to have a flat surface to work on. And then I'm going to be using a mix of these paint colors. We have this like decoupage powdered pink. That's the one I'm using right now. And I thought it was going to be a lot thicker, but it wasn't. So I didn't, cover the rest of the piece with that. I instead used the ballet slipper pink from Waverly. And I just covered the entire piece with that color. I thought it was really pretty, but after I was completely done painting it, I thought it was just a little bit too dark. So I wanted to lighten it up a little bit. And that's why I ended with the cameo coral from Kills right here, and I really have no other reasoning besides that it's just what I was envisioning in my mind. So after that, I took the antique Waverly wax again and just distressed the sides and the edges a little bit around that hollow hole, and yeah, just kind of distressed until I was happy with the look. I was going for more of like a shabby chic type of look. So once it was painted, I took this grill topper that is from Dollar General, and I just thought I would make a really fun looking like back for that that hollow cutout on the side right there. So I just measured that to fit and just fit it, until it fit perfectly in that slot. And then I just took some hot glue and glued it into place, and yeah, that was so quick and easy for that part. And I think it turns out so cool. Look at it. Oh my goodness, I love it. I love it. So after that, I just took these fabric roses that are from Dollar Tree. I have some like brown burlap ones. Well, they're both burlap, sorry. Brown ones and then pink ones. And I just started by taking the little stems, like they're little wired stems that come on them already, but I was going to wrap them around the grill topper, but I didn't really like how that looked. So I was like, I'd rather just pull those stems off and just glue them into place. So I kind of played around with the look a little bit, and once I was happy with that, again, I just took my hot glue gun and just glued those roses down into place. After that, I took a couple of clothespins, mini clothespins from Dollar Tree, and I just glued those like kind of catty corner from one another, just so you could add like a picture or, I mean, something, whatever you wanted to add in there. After that, I printed out this cute saying on my Cricut machine. It says, "Live life in full bloom." I thought that was super, super cute, and I thought it would go really well with that like floral, shabby chic look and feel that I was kind of going for. So I just added that on using my transfer tape, and once I had everything in place, I just took some more of that antique Waverly wax and just kind of aged it a little bit just to blend it in so it didn't stick out like a sore thumb, Just wanted to blend everything together, and here is how it turned out. Oh my goodness, so cute. I love it. I really love that like soft, subtle pink color that it has, and then with those like burlap florals, burlap like roses on the side. And then I think that grill topper, the grate for the background, just brings everything together. So cute. And here you can see what it looks like with a little picture added into it. I added a picture of my cute little family. Anyways, I love it. Love it. Okay, on to the third project. This is a little coaster set, little vintage wooden coaster set. It definitely needs some TLC. This item was $2.99 as well from Goodwill, which I think is a really reasonable, fair price. So it just needs a little bit of a makeover, some love, like I said. But yeah, I started by taking that little broken knob off the top. I don't know really what to call it, but I just kind of had to break that away, and then I just took a flathead screwdriver and pried off the studs from the side, and I just set those aside as well because I'm just going to save those for later. Then I took some sandpaper, just sanded everything down, and then just a little bit of water just to kind of clean it off. It was kind of gunky and grimy and whatnot, so just to have a clean base to start with. My next step was to just pry off the old cork board type of stuff that was, in the center of those circles right there. And I just showed you the first one, and then I just did the other ones off camera. After that, again, I sanded down the middle just to get rid of the extra glue and any extra pieces of the coaster part that were still on there. Next, I just took some of my white Waverly chalk paint, and I just started giving everything an all over coat of paint, fronts, backs, sides, bottoms. I wanted to make sure I covered every square inch just in case, this is for a coffee table, but like, what if someone uses it that has a glass coffee table and you can see through, the bottom and whatnot. So I just wanted to make sure I covered every square inch. So I did the little coasters first, and then I started to work on the little box, the holder. And I know you might not see, the inside of the box as much, but definitely wanted to cover that for sure, just in case, there's a time when all of the coasters are out of the little box. Alright guys, really fast, I just want to mention this video is in part of the Thrift Flip Thursday $10 and below challenge that is hosted by Shayna from Robinson Repurposing and Savannah from Savvycraftswithsavannah, and their chosen co-host this month is Amber from Amberxo DIYs. So make sure you make it around to their videos, subscribe if you like what you see. Also check out the other people that participated in the playlist. This is an open playlist, so anybody can join. If you guys do thrift flips and want to be a part of this, definitely reach out to me or Savannah or Shayna, and they can give you all of the details. Okay, one last thing before I get back into it. Shayna and Savannah and I have recently started a thrift flip home decor tour on Instagram. We post every Thursday at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. It's just another fun way to see all of the amazing flips that people do, so definitely come and join us over there. We would love to have you guys. And I forgot to mention that I pulled out the little knobs that were on the individual little coaster pieces, so that way I could just, paint everything way easier. And I didn't think that I was going to end up painting the knobs white, and that's why I was like, oh, I don't want to have to sand off the paint or whatever. So I took them out, and then here I am painting them with this caviar black from Dixie Belle Paint Company, and I'm just painting the studs that were on the top and then the little knobs that were on the individual coasters. I just thought the contrast between the white and the matte black would look really good together. And after that, I decided to kind of distress each of these pieces. So I distressed it. Wow. wow. Think I should just leave that one in there so you guys can make fun of me. I distressed each individual coaster piece, and then I distressed the box as well. And here is what it all looked like after I was done distressing. And you know, as always, distressing is just like personal preference. You just do it until you're happy, lightly, or you can be heavy-handed. After that, I took this adhesive cork board paper from Dollar Tree, and I tried to cut it out and like measure it from, you know, kind of pressing it around and getting like an indentation type of thing, but it didn't really work that well. So I came up with another solution. I took the lid of the Dixie Belle paint like canister or container, and I just kind of traced that because it almost ended up being perfect. They were just a little bit smaller than the circle like indentations on the coaster, but I think it worked out really well. So I just ended up tracing 8 circles, and I cut those out, and then I just took off the little backing and placed those into place into the grooves on the coasters. So next I just needed to start adding the little studs back in, and then the knobs on the front of the coasters, just put those back on as well. And this was originally how I was going to leave it, you know, with the matte black studs and the white like distressed box with the coasters and stuff. And as I was looking at it, I was like, I don't know if the idea like it's really coming through. So I do change it here in a second, but I still needed to add the little knob to the top to kind of replace, you know, put in place of that hole that the knob was already on the top. So I just had to use my drill bit to make it a little bit wider to fit the little knob that I had chose. But I did paint that knob in the caviar color from Dixie Belle as well to match everything. And this, like I said, was how I was going to leave it. This was going to be its final little look with the white distressed and the matte black, but something about it was just not coming through like I had wanted. So I just took some more of that Waverly, and I just went over the black knobs and the studs and the little flower knob at the top, just to kind of blend it all in, I guess. You know, it already had that distressed look, so I did think it looked a lot better when the black parts were like distressed and blended in as well. And honestly, it looked a lot better, and I was definitely way more in love with it after I did all of these steps. And here is how it turned out. I think it looks so good. What a difference, you know, compared to what it had looked like in the beginning. It was super, you know, that wood is just old and vintage, but I brought it into the here and now. It's an updated look, looks so cute, has the fresh cork like adhesive on the top. It is definitely ready for a new home and to be loved and appreciated again. I think it looks so cute, you guys. Okay, yay, on to our last piece, and this piece was $1 at a yard sale, which is really cool because it is thick and it's heavy and it's a solid, you know, frame. So it was definitely a great piece to work on. I just started by taking my white Waverly and gave it 2 to 3 coats in the middle. I just needed to make sure that I covered all of those images up in the middle, and I kind of left the outer like by itself the way it was looking with the wording and whatnot. I thought that would be a really cool touch and look to it. After that, I just took this silkscreen stencil from Chalk Couture that I recently purchased from Melissa from All Things Crafty's link, and I am obsessed. I think it's so cute. It says General Store, so I just, you know, placed that directly in the middle. Once I was happy with the placement, I just took out the little the chalk paste that I bought to go with it, and just started, you know, covering up every square inch on the silk screen, you know, where it needed to be covered. So once I had all the chalk paste in place, I just needed to peel off that little silk screen stencil, and if there were any spots that needed to, you know, have extra paint, I just put the stencil back and added the paint and then peeled it off. Then I just kind of sanded down the edges a little bit, sanded it just to kind of distress it, make everything blend in, and make the paint not look like it was super fresh. After that, I took my antique wax again, and I just started distressing the corners and whatnot. I really wanted to make this look old and super vintage, and this is the final look for that one. So cute. I really love this whole piece. This is probably my favorite piece that I did out of, you know, all 4 of these. I think it's really cool how it has the the wording in the back on the sides, and like you have that like general store in the middle. It's a super cool like farmhouse, like rustic farmhouse piece. And then you have that antique wax that like really brings its age, you know, an aged look to it. I love, love, love it. So definitely let me know what you think of this piece. All right, final walkthrough time. Yay! I think these pieces turned out so good, you guys. I really do love the turnout of each of them. And seriously, such a difference from, you know, what they looked like in the beginning of their transformations until the end. So cute. I definitely want to know which one is your guys' favorite. Yeah, I think the general store sign is my favorite, but honestly, it's always so hard because each piece that you do and like give a makeover to, they're just so unique and special in their own way that there's just different characteristics that you just love about each of them that it's just so hard to choose. So anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. And again, this is a Thrift Flip Thursday $10 and under challenge. So this is an open playlist hosted by Shayna from Robinson Repurposing and Savannah from Savvycraftswithsavannah. So anyone can join. If you want to be a part of this, let me know and I can reach out to them, or you guys can reach out to them as well. As always, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will catch you in the next one.